In a previous blog post, I've created a video with a presentation that you can actually see on the screen right now. And this presentation was actually built with Thrive Architect. So instead of using PowerPoint or Keynote or Google Slides, I've decided to start to use Thrive Architect to create these slides. There are a few benefits. One of them is that the slides are within the blog post so people can view them. I don't have to manage files on my computer and upload them and all of that stuff. I can easily update the slides in Thrive Architect as well and create them right there. And there is, with a bit of CSS, there is a way to use simply page down and page up on your keyboard or on your mouse if you have a mouse with a page up and page down, which I suggest people to have that. It's it makes browsing much faster, and basically you can switch between the slides and they snap perfectly at the top and at the bottom, so it's very nice, very easy to go from one slide to the other and come back if you went too fast or if you want to reiterate something. So it's very easy to scroll up and down. And I'll just show you here how to create it, just a basic way of creating it. Of course, in terms of design, you can do anything that you want, if you know Thrive Architect. But basically, you take a background section and you drop it. So I'm going to drop it at the bottom. And really what you want to do is use the match height to screen. And that's going to force the container, so this background section, to always be 100% of the height of the window of the monitor that you're using, of the browser that you're using, and then you do the stretch to fit screen width, and then that's going to go like this. I'm going to change the background color here to I'm going to use this blue, so it's very visible. And then the idea is that you just drag some elements, so it could be some icons. So I could drag an icon, for example, and so let's say I use this, or let's use something like this, and I'm going to just change the color here, so just to show you, and put it a bit bigger. Then I'm going to click here on the background container, on the background section, and I'm going to use this vertical position centered, so now it's right at the top, and I'm going to just add a text element. And I'm gonna say that's the title of slide 1. What you can do is click on the background here, go to typography, and then I'm gonna just put white for now, and I'm gonna just put actually that's the default. What I'm gonna do is go on this element and just increase the size of it, and it's set as paragraph, which is good. Do not use H1 because maybe you want to use H2. Just think about Google. Google will index, so just be careful not to overuse H1s. So you can leave it as paragraph, or maybe use H2 or H3s. But I'm gonna just go and so I'm gonna just bold it here, center it. So just right now, so it's a very simple slide, and you could go and describe, make a description here or a sub. And if you want, you can change colors, of course. So, and then if you're happy with this, then you can just clone it. So with this icon, and then you have slide 2. So, and then you can do the same thing. So I'll just create 3 slides. And you could go and change the colors, do all sort of, so you could go and say, okay, this one will be, let's go with, that's quite bright. Let's say it's going to be like this. So just to show you that it's relatively easy, I'm going to save it right now. And now I'm just previewing the slides, and you see that it doesn't scroll, so it doesn't snap. So that's a bit annoying if you just do it in that way. And really what you want is to use like the space bar or page up and page down to go to when you talk over the slides. And really with a bit of CSS we can do that. So the way to do it, the way to insert the CSS is you can come to the blog post and copy those two elements here and just go to this gear icon, go to custom CSS. So it's actually, so it's going to be in advanced settings and then custom CSS, and then you just paste the code right there at the, anywhere on this page. Click this little check mark to save it, and then what you do is you take the word slide snap, because that's what we called a class in CSS, and you come here and you just paste it. So you click on the background section, make sure you're on the background itself, the background section, go to HTML attribute and just paste slide snap without quotes, without the dot. Same thing, so you do that on every page section, and you just save it, and then when you preview it, then it's gonna snap. So if I go anywhere, so if I go close to like this, it should, let me just reload the page. So if you're actually, that's the start of the blog post, and if you scroll, it will snap eventually when you get very close. It should, at least. So just publish the blog post, and if you scroll down where the slides are starting, you will see that as soon as I'm very close to the edge, it's gonna snap into place. And then, with your keyboard or your mouse, if you have the page up, page down, or the space bar works to go down, you can simply do page up and page down and switch between the slides very easily. So that's the way you do it. You could disable the snap after you've done with your presentation. Some people might not understand that it snaps, and you can just let people to go and manually go towards the slide, because some people might be annoyed that there's an effect, there's a snap effect. So again, it's up to you to leave it, or to, after you're done recording your video, like I'm doing right now, if I'm done, what I can do is just come back to my post and go back to this gear icon, custom CSS, and you can just delete, delete this, and then, you're sure that you won't have any technical issues or any problems for you users, because it's custom code, right? So you should test it. If you want to put that as a big, and make sure it works, and make it responsive, there's lots of testing. But if personally, I just use it for presentation, so just remove it after you're done. The slides are still there, it just doesn't snap, and you just save work, and that's it. You have your slides part of your blog post, and people can click on them. And if you have links, people can click right there. You can embed videos, you can do all sort of you can use any of the elements that Thrive has to offer. So I think there's an opportunity for some of you to be creative with this and make it very useful for your readers, for your audience. So if you want to see how it looks like, just look in the description of YouTube and click the link, and it's going to bring you to the blog post, and then you can actually see it for yourself. If you have any questions about this post or anything related to Thrive Themes or to marketing in general, please leave your comments below, and I'm looking forward to see your questions.